All right, Fong, in our next video, we will be building on top of our last video of building that table view. So we can see the list of top colleges in the US on the table view. And we want to optimize things a bit. So if we look at the code for creating the cell, this is within that cell for row at index path. We see something going on that's a bit wasteful. This method is called for the number of times that, or for the number of rows that exist in that plist file. So, roughly 20, 25. But yet, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's only 10 or 11 cells that actually display on the table view. And yet, space is being allocated in memory for, say 20 cells, or if we have an even bigger plist file, it could be 100 or like 200,000. And yet only 10 or 11 display on the page. So that's wasteful because we don't want to, because those cells, these guys down here, they're not being displayed. So it's using up space and memory that's not needed in the sense of what's being presented to the user. And so the way we can overcome this waste is by reusing cells. And that's where this reuse identifier piece comes into play. And how do we do this? We do this with a special method available to us on the table view, because that table view is being passed into the method. So let's give that a shot. So how we handle this is we say TableView cell equals TableView dequeue reusable cell with identifier. And we'll just say cell for now. Probably refactor that in a minute. So that's going to check to see if there's any reusable cells available. And if there are reusable cells available, it will pass it to this cell pointer. But now, let's say no reusable cells are available. This is a case in which cell equals nil. So if no reusable cells are available, it passes out nil. And if cell equals nil, then we do actually need to go ahead and pull out or allocate space for a new cell, like that. So this prevents us from, allocating space for hundreds of cells when they're not even going to be displayed, because it's going to check first to see if anything any cells are available that can be reused. So for example, this Cornell, as soon as I drag it up to there, Cornell's off the screen. You can reuse it and perhaps use it for this University of Chicago or University of Notre Dame cell. So let's run our code and check that it's working. Looks great. So it's reusing the cell. So when we'll go up to the top. So when Cornell gets pushed up there, that cell is getting reused and reassigned to, say, Massachusetts Institute of Technology or Dartmouth, something. Now let's refactor this a little bit because we want to avoid code redundancy. So instead of saying cell, let's just create a single cell identifier. And a string cell identifier. We'll do a string literal. Replace that with the variable. And then run it. There we go, still working.